This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Good looking jacket, Coach. I'm curious what your impressions are of South Carolina. What are going to be the keys to Saturday's game?
Yeah, I mean, I think with South Carolina, obviously, Gigi Jackson, is involved in everything that they do from an offensive standpoint. So it'll be important for us to locate him as soon as he crosses half court. He's a three-dimensional scorer, and the fact that he can post up, he can offensive rebound, he's got deep three-point range, high volume shooter. And then obviously the guard play, both guards, Chico Carter, probably is as good as three-point shooter in the SEC. And then obviously Michi Johnson does a great job of facilitating to other players as well as scoring the ball. And he's got deep range, and he pulls, the three ball at any time. So those off the top. And then obviously interior, Josh Gray does a great job of rebounding the basketball and rim protecting.
I know y'all haven't won on the road yet, but the last couple of games y'all played a lot better. Is there a different confidence level in your team that, hey, maybe you don't have to worry about the road aspect of it now that y'all have played several of those games?
Yeah, I mean, I think with us, we're continuing to try to get better. We're continuing to evolve. We're one play away from winning at LSU. We're one play away from winning at Missouri. We're one play away from winning at Baylor. So I wouldn't say that we've played bad basketball on the road. I would just say we've been unfortunate in 3 games not to catch a break. And obviously, we need to try to create one more possession on the road than what we had in those 3 games. And Auburn's as difficult a place to play as there is. And every place we played so far has been a sellout as well.
Scotty?
Yeah, Coach, AB's had a few of his higher assist totals of the season, I guess, probably in the last 2 or 2.5 weeks. I'm curious what you've seen out of him from a facilitating standpoint, or does it seem like the game's maybe slowing down a little bit for him?
Yeah, I think he's making, right reads on everything right now. Some teams have tried to trap his pick and roll, which I think is great for us because now it's a 4-on-5 situation, because AB can see over the defense at his size. He's a overly willing passer. So any teams that do kind of blitz him, or, I think it's worked to our advantage of late. It creates, again, numbers for us offensively to try to attack and get downhill. But he's making a lot of winning plays. I mean, his play on the Texas A&M offensive rebound and his steal was vital right around that 1 minute mark to end the game the other night.
I think you said the other night that you weren't sure if AB was going to play against A&M. Have you been kind of just impressed with the toughness and just what he gave you at Baylor after the injury, and then the other night I think he had 7 assists?
Yeah, really, really impressed with AB's toughness and willingness to give himself up for the team. We knew that he was not going to be fully healthy. The latter part of the Baylor game, we knew that he was not going to be even close to being healthy the other night against Texas A&M. But he's not worried about his stats. He's worried about trying to help the Arkansas Razorbacks win basketball games. And that's been so impressive with so many of our guys. I talked about, the fact that Ricky Council, if you go back a few games, you can see him wincing. You can see him grabbing his back. I thought it affected Ricky's defense for a 2-game stretch because he was unable to really sit in a stance. And obviously with the back, when you control your movements, it's a lot easier on the back than when you're trying to react as a defender. So, and then we talked about Jalen Graham. He was actually in an MRI machine the day before our Texas A&M game to get looked at. So just a lot of guys playing and understanding that we're undermanned, and understanding that that right now, in order to win, we're going to have to play through some injuries, which is what Anthony and Ricky and Jalen Graham and we've all talked about Mikkel as well. That's almost half our team in uniform that's really been playing through injuries.
And then you mentioned Ricky. He's gone for 25 and 19 in the last 2 games. Are you seeing any common themes in those outings? I guess to me, it just seems like he's maybe a little bit of a different player when he's got that jumper going.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's with anybody, Scotty, that anytime your jump shot's falling, but certainly if you take away his late clock sidestep or backstep threes, the shooting percentage is even better. But, we kind of put him in that situation, late clock. So some of his shots are kind of on the team. But certainly I think his assists have been really important as well. He's reading over helps and done a great job of getting some other teammates involved with some easy dump off passes for dunks or spray out, kick out 3 balls as well. And I think that's why you're seeing some of our other players improve their 3-point shooting because of Anthony's passing. And now, Ricky being a facilitator, we put Ricky in more pick and rolls the other night as a ball handler as well.
Curtis?
And Coach, I think the last 2 seasons, you guys are 13-1 in the month of February. I'm just curious if there's a recipe for that success at the end of the year. And I know it's a different team, different circumstances, but do you feel like this group is maybe coming close to turning the corner and playing the kind of basketball you need to go on a similar run?
Well, I think with this team, we just, we've lost 1 possession games 3 times on the road. And so that, if you win 1 or 2 of those, our record's very similar to what it's been in the past. But this is the most difficult schedule that we've had in conference play by far. And sometimes that's just kind of the luck of the draw. I mean, A&M has had 1 loss coming into our game. We play them twice. Obviously, Tennessee is a top 5 ranked team. We still have them on the road. We still have Alabama on the road. So we have a really difficult schedule. We saw what Florida was able to do last night at home against Tennessee. This is really, really challenging. Some of the teams that maybe, you would hope to play, twice. We're not getting that opportunity this year. We're playing a lot of teams right now that are really, really good basketball teams. And then anytime you play on the road is extremely difficult in this league.
And then as we turn the page to February here, just wanted to check and see if there's any update or progress with Nick's status.
No, there's been no update.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Bob?
Hey, Eric. Have you besides the Martins and the Mitchells, have you coached any other twin groups or twin sets, I guess? And is a different coach in twins? You just coach them like they're 2, any other 2 players?
I would love to tell you it's different, but it's not. All you have to do is go online and Google personalities of twins or read books. It's a different dynamic for sure. The love, at least the 2 set, I don't know every twin. I can only speak of the 2 sets of twins that I've coached. Kai and Kel, like their love for one another's, it's a deep love. I can tell you that. Like they protect each other. They look out for each other. Caleb and Cody Martin argued a little bit more, and different circumstances created different outcomes. I mean, those 2 guys would fight each other if it came to it. Whereas, I think Kai and Kel they're protectors of one another. So I think that, but the both sets of twins I've had, they really want their sibling to succeed. I mean, that's definitely been something that I've seen both with Caleb, Cody, Kai, and Kel for sure.
Well, that's hard to say. Cody, Caleb, Kai, I don't think I can say it. Anyway, one thing that impressed me about Mikal was, Makai was playing early quite a bit, and Mikal wasn't, but it seemed like he was okay with that. And, like you say, he was rooting for his brother. Is that, and now they're both getting to play, which is great, but was that kind of a cool thing to see early on?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, every player wants to play. I think Kel, or Kai, whenever they're not playing, there's frustration, just like there is with every guy that on every team in every sport. I stunk as a player, and every night I didn't play, I wasn't happy. And looking back, I never should have checked in a game. So I should have been really lucky and fortunate that my name or number was ever called. Players don't see it that way. I certainly didn't. And certainly, Kai and Kel, those guys have played big minutes at Rhode Island and been in big games. So, but their attitude and their perseverance and their ability to come in every single day and work regardless of what happened the night before is certainly what you want as a competitor. You want that player to come in to be competitive enough that they're going to try to continue to work and earn their minutes, which those two guys have done the entire season since they've stepped on campus.
One more about Carolina. They're kind of a weird team in that they go to Kentucky and win. I think they're the only team that's won at Kentucky in the SEC. Then they're 0-5 at home. They've had a couple 40-point losses, but then Georgia took them to overtime. I mean, what do you make of them? The fact they're 0-5 at home, and you guys have, like I say, you've had some tough road losses. This looks like a place where y'all should pick up a road win.
Well, every game's hard. Every game takes on its own theme. It's really hard to win on the road. They're desperate to win at home. We're desperate to win on the road. It's a team that beat Clemson, who's been a ranked team. It's a team that beat Kentucky. They have a young superstar, so they're gonna beat ranked team like a Clemson. They're gonna play well in a difficult environment because they have a player in Gigi Jackson who continues to get better and continue to improve. He's going to be a high draft pick. He's got tremendous upside. And so you see a team that's with a new coach, and certainly with all of us in our first year, there's peaks and valleys, but they've proven they can beat anybody on any given night. They do have some transfers like Michi Johnson that are very, very capable. They have three guys that are capable of having 30-point games, both their backcourt guys and Gigi Jackson. So to me, it's a very difficult matchup. We tried to do as much research on film as well as talking to other programs that have played them. We've got to defend the 3-point line. And then we have to have respect for Gray inside because of his ability to rebound and block shots.
Are you going to wear that jacket on Saturday? That'd be pretty cool.
I don't think Danielle will let me wear the jacket, Bob, but it is Legends weekend down at South Carolina. And it's interesting. I was looking at some of the top players at South Carolina and their history. And Kevin Joyce played for my dad with the San Diego Sails in 1975. Kevin Joyce, one of the all-time great South Carolina players. And then Joyce also played on that 72 Olympic team that lost to Russia. And on that team was Jim Brewer, who was with my dad's team at Minnesota. And that's how my dad actually, the first time he ever watched Kevin Joyce play. And then Alex English, pretty cool story. Alex visited the Cavs when he was a free agent. And I was in high school in 10th grade. And Alex took me out in the backyard of Ted Stepien, our owner, who had an outdoor court. And Alex English tried to teach me his runner that he shot and the technique. Unfortunately, English did not sign, or I don't know if the offer sheet was matched, but he never played for the Cavs. Maybe my dad would have coached a little bit longer in Cleveland if, in fact, he would have gotten an opportunity to coach a Hall of Famer. But two pretty cool stories when I was sitting at home last night researching South Carolina's history for their Legends Day.
Yeah, that is cool. Maybe the owner spent too much money on his court and not enough on his free agents.
No, he spent too much money on some other players that I won't name, but you can look it up.
Okay.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
See you guys.
Thanks,
Do
Eric.
your Cleveland Cavaliers history.
BetOnline remains your number one source for all your sports betting this season. Everything from the NFL and bowl season to esports. You'll find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. BetOnline features live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. We're the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite leagues and events. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure to use the promo code BELIEVE to receive your rewards. That's BLEAV. BetOnline, where the game starts.